Hello everybody. Welcome to Yoga by Marietta, Immediate Relief. If you like how you feel after this video, as you become more aware of the power of yoga and mindfulness, please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe below. Today we're going to focus on breathing, which is the first thing we learn in yoga, as well as sitting. And so let's begin honoring your mind, body, and spirit. So the first thing we talk about in yoga is we come to this seated position. And I'm sure many of you have thought about not doing yoga because when you sit on the floor, you can't get back up. Or it's possible that it's painful for you to sit. And there's many reasons for that to happen. So we need to start honoring our bodies right off the bat as soon as we sit on our mat. So in the practice of yoga, not one thing should ever be uncomfortable. So I'm going to guide you through making this practice very comfortable. So as you can see, I'm kind of sitting up and I'm using blankets, I'm using a block underneath, and I'm going to talk about how to sit. So we start off by reminding ourselves that our feet and our ankles should feel comfortable. And I like them to be separated. So it's a good way of really honoring your body by separating your legs, not allowing any bone on bone, nothing to be stacked, okay? So when we do that, if I was sitting down off of all this equipment, if I did it sitting down, my knees would be up in the air. And so when your knees are up in the air, that gives you an idea that you are stressing muscles through your thighs, your glutes, your backside, as well as your back. And so what we want to do is we want to get our knees lower than our hips. And in order to get our knees lower than our hips, we need to lift our hips up. So I use this block and I just put it right under. So let me just demonstrate real quick. So when my knees are up, my back is pushing out. And so that nice S curve that we're supposed to have has disappeared. So now if I put this block under me and I sit on the very edge of it, okay, not all the way back, but on the edge, and then bring my knees down, and look what happens to the small of my back. It curves in. So that is one thing. So let me take this, make this better so you can see better. Too much clothes. All right. So once you get in that position and you feel that small of your back is there, then you'll notice that you're more comfortable. You're more relaxed. It's almost like gravity is opening our hips up a little more. We're opening up our sacral area a little more. And so this is a nice beginning to start to be mindful. Now sometimes when I come to this position, my knees are not real happy. They're too low. So I might bring my blanket out and put my blanket under my knees. So I'm going to switch back so you can see the front. So when I put this little bit of blanket under my knees, it's just enough to lift my knees up a little higher if it's too much that they've fallen down. Now this block is like 2.5 inches, 3 inches wide. So if that's not high enough, a lot of times we have to go a little higher. So let me demonstrate with a bolster. So this is a yoga bolster. They're plump and more comfortable. Sometimes sitting on those hard blocks are not as comfortable. So this is a nice soft bolster. So when I get up here, I'm pretty high up compared to the block. So let me sit that next to it so you can see the difference in those two heights. And when I come down with my knees, whew, it really opens it up. Did you notice how my hips just kind of tilted forward? So that positioning, that opening up of the pelvic area is what we want. We want this very gentle, relaxed state. Most people that get to this point in their practice, the beginning point, they find that just finding this awesome seated position really gives them relief immediately. It's almost like an aha moment. So we want to really think about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we start at the very beginning of our practice, just learning how to sit and be comfortable. So when I'm in the studio, I usually tell people to get there a little early, start gathering up their equipment off the shelves, and play around with how you're going to sit for the beginning of our practice. Now, sometimes when we come to our mat, our knees are not happy about sitting this way, our ankles, there could be a part of your body that just isn't going to like it today. And so we have to be mindful and loving to ourselves. And so let me demonstrate how that looks. So grab up some more equipment. So what I tell many of my students is the best way to alleviate hip or a knee issue is to bring another bolster out and just take your leg up over it. Now still, I want to make sure that my knee is completely supported, so it has to be under my knee. If it's just under my calf, I'm going to hyperextend my knee, which is not good for my knee. So I want to make sure that my knee is supported and lifted. And then my legs are still in a symmetrical position. So we still have the same degree of angle coming off of our hips. So I don't want this leg straight forward. I want them to be the same, okay? So that's what our goal is. Now remember, when we first start doing yoga, our goal is not always where we actually are. So you keep adjusting for you. Remember, every day of the week, every moment of every day, our bodies are changing. It depends on the water we drink, it depends on the food we eat, and whether we've had activity or we haven't had any activity, how we sat all day. Our body is constantly changing. So every day we come to our mat, we want to focus on the moment at hand, exactly where our body is right here, right now. So let's begin our practice. Once you get yourself comfortable, gather up equipment, use blankets at home, rolled up towels. There's lots of ways to do it. I'm going to readjust back to my normal. So once you have your position for the day, remember it's going to change, make your way, make sure everybody's happy. Now let's say we're in the middle of doing this breathing exercise that we're going to begin. So once we're there, I want you to know that the moment your body sends a signal that says something is not comfortable, make sure you adjust for you. Don't ever stay in any position that is not happy. So let's bring our hands, interlace them in our lap, relax them, and just close your eyes and lift your heart. So when we lift our heart, we really lengthen out, stretch out those vertebrae, making space for our discs. And as we lift our heart, feel those shoulders just kind of fall back and down. And then notice your arms just weighing those shoulders down all by themselves. Think about your shoulders in this position going straight across. So this is another position that we need to start focusing on in our practice, as we're constantly aligning our bones for comfort and for health and for wellness. Another thing we're aligning is our shoulders. So when our shoulders are round forward, we are really pressing our back out of alignment. We are allowing our shoulders and our chest to cave in. It's very unhealthy. So when we lift our heart, you just notice that lift in your heart takes those shoulders back and relax them down your sides. So close your eyes again and just allow your mind to go within, listening to your body, honoring your body, changing up whatever signal is sent out that says they need a change. And I want you to visualize a lock of your hair dangling you from the ceiling. So just feel your body getting a little longer, your neck getting a little longer as the breath flows in and out all by itself. So as you sit there and observe your body, listen to my voice. I'm I'm going to talk about the breath, so just observe your body as you're listening to me. And I want to remind you that oxygen is the most important nutrient that you take into your body. Every cell in your body needs that oxygen to function. So we want to make sure that we are breathing completely as deep as possible, helping our body to be well and healthy. So let's begin by allowing yourself to control the breath, and let's inhale as slow and as long as you can, and exhale even slower. Inhaling all the fresh and new, feel it pouring in, cleansing you over, and exhale, release and let go. Let go of the past, the future, and just come right here and now to honor you, to love you right here on your mat. So let's gently open your eyes, and I want to talk about the breath. So the breath is so important. And I want you to think about, as you take those breaths in, I want you to visualize, not that this is happening, it's a visualization, that we're actually visualizing our belly being filled with oxygen, and then we're like pouring the air in like it's a glass, and we're just gonna slowly fill all the way up. And when we exhale, we want to pull our belly button back in, squeezing the air up and out. So we're going to inhale, let your belly out, let it all the way out, allowing the diaphragm to pull down, kind of getting all those organs out of the way. And then when we exhale, we're going to squeeze our belly button back in, pushing the air up and out. So close your eyes for a minute and just practice that breath. Inhaling, letting your belly out, filling yourself all the way to the top, and exhale, tuck your belly button back to your spine, pushing the air up and out. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Now, when we breathe in yoga, we keep our mouth closed. By keeping our mouth closed, we are able to keep the heat within. We're trying to start warming our body. We're starting to ignite all of the cells in our body by letting them get their oxygen. And so we want to make sure that we are very mindful of that practice. So as you breathe, I'm going to talk about the exercise we're going to do to make our breathing even better. So what it's called is the counting breath. And as we count, as I count, you'll do the breathing. So I'm going to ask you to inhale to a count of 1, and then we'll exhale as I count to 2. Then we'll inhale as I count to 2, and exhale as I count to 4. And we'll go all the way up to 8 and 16. If you find at any time it's uncomfortable and you need to breathe the way you need to, always get out of my sequence and take care of you. So important that we realize that each one of us is going to have a complete different practice, and we're going to notice all kinds of different things. So we want to honor exactly what signals our body sends. So close your eyes, lift your heart, let those shoulders melt back, hands stay interlaced in your lap. And I want you to exhale all the air out, squeezing that belly button in. And let's inhale 1, exhale 1, 2. Inhale 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And breathe. And slowly open your eyes. And there we have it today. How to sit, how to be mindful of your body as you're sitting, and how to breathe. And we're going to practice that more every series I put out. Every video I put out, we'll be practicing the breath, and hopefully you will join me. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.